Now here's Rusty Wallace getting around Dale Jarrett. We said that Rusty Wallace would probably be the leader after this round of pit stops. Sure enough, he is. Even though Jarrett might have made a half a second faster pit stop than he did, Rusty got in and out the pits good, got back out there, ran 2 or 3 laps on those fresh tires, allowed him to run a little bit faster than he'd been running on the old tires, and so that's put him in the lead.
Let's reset the order for you after pit stops. There is your leader, Rusty Wallace, who is trying to win the Daytona 500 for his first time. Dale Jarrett is second. Mike Skinner is third. Jeremy Mayfield fourth. Jeff Gordon is fifth. Kenny Schrader sixth. Seventh is Mark Martin. Eighth, good stop for Bill Elliott. Ninth is Chad Little. 10th, the rookie Tony Stewart. 11th is Bobby Labonte. 12th, Bobby Hamilton. Then it's Ernie Irvin, Terry Labonte, Kenny Irwin, Michael Waltrip, Robert Presley, Kyle Petty, Wally Dollenbach, and Dale Earnhardt, the top 20.
This is the 17th try for Rusty Wallace to win the 500. He came here in 1984 in the 125-mile qualifier. He went side over side a dozen times off turn 2. It was replicated in 1993. Many have felt that Wallace was gun-shy about this track, but he certainly doesn't look gun-shy today, Mike.
No, Ken, he's led 13 laps today. In his previous 16 appearances at the Daytona 500, he had led only a total of 11 laps. So Wallace, he does have a strong horse today.
Mike, what we were talking about, look at this. Yes, he is very strong, but look at this front. They have run him down from way back. They were 200-300 yards back just a couple of laps back. Now it's a big train again.
And then they don't want to ride in line. That group wants to race.
They want to race. They want to get up there and lead this Daytona 500. Here comes Mayfield. He's trying to make a run on Jarrett, but no room there.
Where that white line is at the bottom of the racetrack, it goes from 18 degrees to flat here in the tri-oval and 31 degrees to flat up here in the banking at the west side of the speedway. Do not dip your tires below that white line.
I'm watching Jeremy Mayfield in the 12 there. He's looking on the inside of Dale Jarrett down the front straightaway. He knows he has some help with Jeff Gordon if he can come with him.
He's got to get back up in line, though, before the banking.
We're with crew chief Robin Pemberton for Rusty Wallace. Robin, you seem to run better with the bigger pack of cars. Is it better for the car to have 6 behind you like that?
Yeah, it takes a good 4 or 5 cars to get a good draft. You know, when it was just the 3 of them up front, they're about 47, 80s or 90s, and now they're 50s or 60s. So 3 cars don't cut it. You got to have at least 4.
Rusty Wallace, 0 for 16 in the Daytona 500. He has taken some wild tumbles here. Set a goal 2 years ago to just finish this race, and did. And has worked his way up into contention both last year and this to win the 500. His 17th try to win the great race.
Mike, Rusty Wallace has won plenty of races over his career, but the other night at dinner, he told me the story about the first race he ever won. It was a heat race in a late model stock car. He says, you know, I was so excited. I was transferring on to the main event. I got the car into the main event. We started the race. I forgot to gas the thing up, and I run out of fuel just a few laps in. Something tells me he won't have that problem today.
There's Wallace's number 2 beginning to lap his brother Mike Wallace and some of these other cars. That is one great thing about the heroes of NASCAR. None of them came out of high school to full scholarships. None of them came out of college to $1 million signing bonus. Every one of these drivers started out on a quarter-mile track running Saturday night somewhere, be it Caribou, Maine, or El Cajon, California, or anywhere in between. There are thousands of short tracks to race every weekend, and if you're having fun today, folks, get out and see one of them this summer, because that's where the future stars of this circuit will come from. Dick Bertrand.
Dale Jarrett in the pits right now. He's the one that was lucky to catch that caution flag. Robbie Hancock's going to do the front tires. Brad Parrish on the back. Steve Allen's on the gas. Mike Ford on the jack. Going to make a full tire change here. Good route.
Rusty Wallace's crew going to work. Bill Wilburn changing the front tires. Mark Armstrong working on the rears. They made no changes to the car. He had a great stop. He gets out just in front of Dale Jarrett. That's right where they wanted him. He is in great shape. They are really pumped down here.
Like there might be some hot dog wrapper. What is that white spot?
Paper plate.
Yeah, it looks like a paper plate right on Rusty Wallace's grill.
For more on that, here's Ralph.
Well, Robin Pemberton, you got a plate in front of your grill on the left side of the car. Is that going to affect the temperatures of Rusty's machine?
No, it's not blocking anything where we've got an air intake or anything for the radios. We've been watching. It's still about 190 degrees. It's okay.
Are you happy with the way the car is performing? Is it good enough to stay up front?
I only heard, are you happy about the car? And who wouldn't be right now?
This morning, I stood behind Mike Helton and David Hoots as they ran the drivers' meeting, and I looked at drivers' faces. There were a lot of grimaces and grim countenances, and the most relaxed fella in the whole meeting was Rusty Wallace, sitting, relaxed, joking with folks. Walt Zarnicki next to him for Penske.
That pit stop is 21 seconds.
Well, he's on his way now, boys. Oh, no, teammate. Oh, my.
Okay,
teammate.
I can do my audio on Irwin if I get a chance while I'm on the way.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, look at Wally up there.
Wally. We need to race, man.
Yeah.
Trouble, turn 3. Car spinning up into the wall mid-pack.
It's Dale Jarrett, one of them.
Mark Martin is in it. Elliott Sadler, the rookie, and cars spin.
See Terry Labonte.
Steve Park is in there, 99. Jeff Burton.
Yeah.
Joe Nemechek, 42. Sterling Marlin, number 40. Jeffrey Bodine, former winner.
Boy, that...
Ward Burton, heavy damage on his Pontiac.
Those cars were all running so close together.
And Dale Jarrett trying to win his 3rd Daytona 500. Will not today.
There's Sterling Marlin in the 40 right there. Joe Nemechek in the 42. I saw him. Here comes Jarrett out of the car. That's great to see. Wow.
A grinding crash entering turn 3 at lap 135 has brought out this 3rd caution of the day. Is there contact? Right there from this angle.
Boy, it didn't look like it. It looked like maybe the air was disturbed on the rear spoiler there, and it just jumped off the ground and down on the flat part of the racetrack. And from there, you're just a passenger.
Well, let's ride with Kenny Irwin and see if his car nudges from contact with Dale Jarrett.
Yep. Yes, sir. That looked like contact to me.
Folks, if you could ride on a skateboard behind one of these cars at 190 miles an hour and just touch the bumper, you could spin it around. They're that close to the edge of control. Ralph?
The key on this stop, Mike, is going to be the gas man, Bob Tracy, for Rusty Wallace. Maybe they can get enough fuel in to get him all the way. They're going to put on tires. They're not making any changes. They left themselves plenty of room with Jeremy Mayfield. First one's in, first one's out. That's exactly what they were hoping for. Problems with Mayfield stop a little bit slower. Dale Earnhardt does get away quicker than Mayfield.
Mike Skinner first, Rusty Wallace second. 1984, Mike Skinner was on Rusty Wallace's pit crew. He was a tire changer. And he remembers thinking every time Rusty came on pit road, I should be in that seat. He got ready to quit. Darrell Bryant, the crew chief, then said, what would it take to have you stay with us, Mike Skinner? He said, Rusty's seat. He's got his own seat today, and it's got a pretty good view right now. First place, Skinner over Wallace. Mike Joy.
That's a great story, Ken.
Missing anything?
Wally, well, where'd he go? Wally dropped back to 12. Michael Waltrip having a good day. Michael Waltrip, Chad Little, Kevin LePage all in the top 10. Jerry Nadeau, Wally Donovan, they're all having a good ride. Lead change. Rusty Wallace now at the front with Dale Earnhardt. Here's how he overhauled Mike Skinner.
Looks to the inside, going down into turn 3. Has help from Earnhardt as they motor by. Teammates don't mean much right now. They're trying to make moves here. Here comes Gordon.
And that's how they run right now. Now Kenny Irwin is the driver up on the high side of the Ford.
And Kenny Irwin in a lot of trouble right now. He's hung out there by himself. As you can see, the faster line on the Skinner by him. There'll be about 5 or 6 cars get by him before he can get back in line.
Rusty Wallace back to the front. He's led more laps in this Daytona 500 than in all the 16 he's run before.
I've spoken to crew chief Robin Pemberton of our lead car, Rusty Wallace. He says we're going for it. They can make it with not much left, but they can make it. And I've spoken to Ray Evernham, crew chief of the second place car, now dropping back to third and fourth. Jeff Gordon, they think they can barely make it as well, Mike.
Wallace, the leader. Mayfield tries to go to the Earnhardt gets to the front, these fans will be jumping up and down.
They are getting wild out on that racetrack. They are flat doing some racing.
Well, what happened there is the 3-car, Earnhardt, he looked in the mirror and said, you know what? You're not going to do that to me. He just checked up and pulled hard left on Jeremy Mayfield.
He's the black Chevrolet in the midst of that Ford sandwich. Probably Dale Earnhardt knows best how Rusty Wallace feels right now. It's Wallace's 17th 500. It took Earnhardt 20 years to win this race. Rusty's still trying.
Rusty Wallace in the lead. Earnhardt right behind. Classic 42nd annual Daytona 500. Rusty Wallace has said, bravery is not what wins races. A smart race car driver wins races. You've got to be aggressive, but you can't be aggressive and stupid at the same time. So far, that latter category has not been in that Rusty Wallace vocabulary. He has been a smart race driver all afternoon. Let's see if it can stand up.
Ken, I just can't reiterate enough how calm and loose he was in the driver's meeting, and he said, I've got a great car today, and he's proved it all day long.
You know, I worked with him a couple of years ago on a test program, and the first thing I told him about Daytona, I said, you have to learn to love this place. As long as you feel badly about this place, you'll never win it. And he told me the other day, he said, you know what? It's Valentine's Day.
Fell in love, huh? Well, Rusty Wallace is not making a pit stop. As we watch
Neither did Jeremy Mayfield.
We watch this accident again back here on the backstretch that brought out this caution.
There goes Bobby Hamilton. Dick Berger in Earnhardt's pit.
Earnhardt is going to make a pit stop. There's going to be a 2-tire change most likely, although they do have tires for the left side. Going to throw the fuel in the car. 4 tires for Dale Earnhardt. He asked just before this happened, he said, are we going to pit? And they just sort of gave him a little pause. They said, yeah, I think so. Earnhardt gone in 19.42 with 4 tires and fuel. He'll go all the way from here.
Kenny Schrader leads the chase off pit road, followed by Ernie Irvin. But I want to find out from the Penske Crenifus team what happened with Rusty Wallace and Jeremy Mayfield and why they did not stop. Ralph Sheen?
Well, I'm here with Robin Pemberton. Hey, Sneaky, how come you stayed out?
Well, you're just as likely to make a mistake pitting. I mean, the tire's been real consistent and all. We should be able to make it on fuel with the extra couple caution laps in there. So, you know, I really didn't. I figured there'd be half of them would pit, but not all of them.
Now, knowing the fact that you got Jeremy right behind you, too, is that an added bonus to make me staying out on the racetrack?
Never hurts. We'll see what happens.
We're under caution with 25 laps to go. But I don't think anybody out there is thinking about dollars. Here comes Earnhardt to the inside.
He is.
Chad Little to the outside. And Gordon going with Earnhardt.
They were bump drafting. You could see Earnhardt's car lose traction and down the straightaway there. Gordon actually pushed him down the back straightaway.
And Jeremy Mayfield got caught out. He is back to 7th place.
Rusty Wallace lost his best friend right there in that situation.
Yeah, boy.
Going to be right up there with him.
Here comes Gordon in 3rd place now.
The 97 winner and defending Winston Cup champ. Youngest driver ever to win the Daytona 500. Jeff Gordon in 3rd, in sight of the lead.
Yeah, he's not through here today.
Gordon led the first lap, then 5 more, but has not led since lap 20.
Mike, you're actually touching there coming off the corner. Gordon trying to get that spot in. Earnhardt caught on the outside.
Here comes Jeff Gordon.
Rusty will move down to pick up a little bit of push from Gordon. And Mike Skinner pushing Jeff Gordon right by his teammate Dale Earnhardt.
Boy, this thing's getting exciting. Look at Gordon look to the inside of the 2-car.
Now I want you to watch how close he puts the bumper of that Chevrolet right up under. He did it to Earnhardt on the last lap. You'll try to do it on Rusty Wallace coming off the turn 2 the next time. He wants to stick that bumper right up under the back end of Rusty Wallace's car, try to make him loose coming off that corner and pass him like he did Earnhardt the last time around. Let's see if he tries it.
Yeah, you know, sitting right back here in 3rd spot, Mike Skinner. He's watching him do this. He's learning a lesson, but look on the outside there. Chad Little gets cut off as they come off the corner.
And Skinner and almost turned him around.
still just digging.
Kenny Irwin has moved up in there also in the 28 car.
Earnhardt drops under him. Stays up on his teammate, Mike Skinner. Now, they have two teammates. Ken Schrader is part of an alliance with that team. There's 33, Kenny Schrader, Andy Petrie Racing, Dale Earnhardt Racing, and Richard Childress Racing. Look at this mess.
Yes, and a slow. Oh, man.
It did work. I thought it was going to be a crash.
They have
One wide for the lead.
This is going to get exciting. Look at Earnhardt coming up on the back of Jeff Gordon down the back straightaway.
He'll try to make it 4 wide, but Michael Walker is going to try to make it 5 wide.
10 laps to go this time. 17 times the driver to lead with 10 to go did not win the 500. 4 times that was Dale Earnhardt.
Let me tell you, teammates are out right now. And Rusty Wallace fighting back on the inside. Shows a lot of power right there by itself in the middle of this front line here.
Chevy inside, Ford in the middle, Chevy outside. Little paint traded. Wallace, Skinner, in against Gordon. And look at Earnhardt, the number 3, trying to push Jeff Gordon to the lead.
Earnhardt looked to the inside just for a second there as they head down into turn 1.
And they got Rusty in the middle there, and look at him go backwards.
Can you hold your breath for 10 laps?
Boy, this is exciting. You don't get any better than this.
And I'm going to tell you, if it comes to just plain nerve, don't count out that Waltrip kid there. Michael Waltrip can drive the wheels off this car and has all day long.
Michael Waltrip has not won a Winston Cup point race. Kenny Irwin and Chad Little, 28.97. Those Fords way up high. They're chasing Schrader.
Now you got 5 Chevrolets out front.
Boy, how things change.
Yeah, for a long time it was Fords out front. Kenny Irwin trying to get up there and change that about a little bit.
What a great shot. You're looking now at Dale Earnhardt's car down the front straightaway, right behind Gordon as they head off into turn 1.
3 wide they are once again with Skinner in the middle. How frustrated must Dale Earnhardt be that he has not led a lap today?
Well, it's not over yet. You know the one that counts. If you don't lead before he thinks, you want to lead to the checkered flag. I was just talking about Rusty Wallace did not take on tires. He's all the way back to 10th place now.
Yeah, I think as Mayfield goes out of the fifth, I really think that was a mistake, them not stopping during that caution. Now we've got a 6-car breakaway from the pack.
Jeff Gordon, Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt, Chevy. Michael Waltrip driving for a new team in a Chevrolet. Kenny Irwin, last year's Rookie of the Year in a Ford. Ken Schrader, 3rd fastest qualifier in a Chevy. And truck champ Mike Skinner, the 97 pole sitter in a Chevrolet. 2.5 miles to history. Jeff Gordon trying to win his 2nd. Dale Earnhardt trying to win his 2nd. Buddy, where will Earnhardt make the move?
Well, I don't know. Gordon looks awful strong as they come off turn 2 over there down the back straightaway. Kenny Irwin looks to the outside.
Right here's where he has to make the move. And he wasn't able to get that run up under Jeff Gordon like he wanted to.
But that's what we said Friday. He was this far behind in the International Race of Champions. He looks inside. He goes outside. He looks inside again.
Okay, right now he's got to pull right down on that back bumper and try to get him loose coming off turn 4. He does not have the muscle at this point.
But he may have some momentum. Here comes Earnhardt. He's all the way to the bottom. Almost in the grab. He slides up the racetrack and Jeff Gordon will win it for the 2nd time.
Wow. What a race. Oh, he's getting a little shot after there.
Now that was a low tap.
It is Valentine's.
11 laps to go. Let's show you Jeff Gordon's final pass for the lead.
He went down under the yellow line there, passing Rusty Wallace, trying to get by Mike Skinner in the 31 on the outside there. Dale Earnhardt in the 3 just behind him.
Ned, it looked like Earnhardt helped push Gordon into the lead.
Well, he had no choice. If he was going to get to the front, he needed to help the car in front of him to get on out there. And you're right. Here they go back 3 wide going into turn 3. We'll see Earnhardt come up there in a moment and get right on the back bumper off Jeff Gordon. Here he comes into the picture now. And he will help Jeff Gordon get into the lead. But if he was going to get to the front, that's what he had to do. But not knowing that he's pushing the man to the front that was going to stay there.
Rusty Wallace jostling there with Mike Skinner and ended up 8th in the final tally. Skinner to 4th.